Hey everybody, I'm APH and welcome back to the town of Blackmere. In the last episode, we worked hard on expanding out our houses, upgrading our market, and getting enough food to kind of move forward. Now in this episode, we have somebody stricken with typhoid. We're going to be looking at health and well-being of our people, desirability of our city, and starting to get those defenses that we need for that first raid, as I think we're only about 3 years away from getting it. Right off the bat, I did quite a bit of moving. I want to go over that really quickly. I rearranged the saw pits in order to kind of focus them around the storage that goes with it. I moved the trader down just beneath it with the storehouse right below that. I moved the school so I could see a good estimation of the desirability and added in 2 storehouses, one for clay and one for stone. And then I moved the compost pile over ever so slightly to kind of give room, and left room for an additional 3 compost piles. And that was a mouthful. With a little bit of feedback, I added the foliage into the game. So I want to ask you guys whether you play with foliage on or off. Now, my personal opinion is the town develops, I would really like to see the addition of paths into the game so that the foliage, especially around the developed parts of the town, goes away. But that's me personally, which is part of why I play with it off. With all of that said, let's get this kicked off. Right away, let's take a look at our desirability, and the hot map kind of shows that, with the exception of the town hall here, it looks like we are somewhere in the neighborhood of 10 to 13 for desirability. I've had a look at things as I've been having issues not only with the Farthest Frontier, but with OBS. I've had a chance to take a look at things. So the large park, it will cover half the town, roughly gives about 13 desirability. I'm going to go ahead and add 2 of them in. The next thing on the list is the shrine. Now the shrine only covers about a quarter of the town, so we're going to be placing them directly to the, what would be, I guess, the left of that empty space. We're going to do the same over here. We're just going to rotate it. I'm going to get the other 2 real quick. All right, now thankfully with the upgraded market, we are getting a considerable amount of income, 96 per month just from the market. We're only spending 10 on our soldiers, 4 on the services via the compost, and we need to start expanding out some of our services. Mostly we need a hospital, and with the school we should have some trained people. For that first hospital, let's go ahead and throw it in the neighborhood of one of these squares right here. I think that's a good size for it. Yeah, take a look at that. Let's get this spun around. I want it facing the town. My initial thought was we could place 2 of them inside the town, and then I was thinking I didn't quite want that much gold being spent on the market. And let's kick up the speed just a touch so we can get some things moving. Defenses. Ooh, somebody succumbed to illness. We had somebody succumb to typhoid. And if I take a look at the town hall, it says to get rid of typhoid, mostly unsanitary conditions, which the composter will take care of, and then soap. So let's get soap production going. And soap is in the resource, and I believe, yeah, it's down at the bottom of the tier 2. Takes mostly planks, and we have a ton of planks, so we shouldn't have any issues there. Part of me wants to place it right here, and part of me says I really want 2 more sawmills. Let's go ahead and place it down here kind of close to where our trade is going to be. Taking a look at our resources, we've got a decent amount of arrows. We've got an okay amount of bows. I kind of want to keep right in that neighborhood. We do have some pelts, and I loaded some into the trader. The planks I'm also loading into the trader, but I've kind of limited this. So initially I put the marker at 500, and what I've done is, in order to have some on stock in order to do build products, I bumped it down to 200. I also started moving over our linen clothes now that we're producing them, and what I'm going to do is go ahead and bump this up to 40 now, and just ever so slightly tick that up until we get up to that 500 mark. But we have 100 pelts in the trader that I took out of the inventory because I was hoping to do a trade, but I didn't get in time. So let's do a cobbler for some shoes, and then let's get a tanner in order to get some coats. And we'll start with the cobbler. I think this spot right here would be good, and we have somebody stricken with cholera. So we've got plenty of water, and we don't have any notations that houses don't have water. So that's really peculiar to me that we're having issues with cholera. And then the next thing that we should build is the tanner. And the tanner, I believe, is a 3x3. see. Yeah, it's a 3x3. So let's get it right in one of these spots. That should work good. And we have somebody stricken with frostbite, which really goes with what I was saying about we need to get the tanner and to get some clothes. And we did have somebody that was cured. That was the person who had cholera. So at least one person has recovered, but the coats, the shoes, the clothes that we started producing in the last episode really should help with the frostbite, as well as the shoes will help with, you can get some sort of fungus on your foot that's called worms. And so that should all help. And as we have clay going, we should take a look at pottery. And so taking a look, I believe it's tier 2, second row. Yeah, right here. It takes firewood, water, and clay in order to make pottery. And this will be the first of the tier 1 luxuries that we need. I guess that would be what we'd consider it. We'll throw it next to the trader. I think we're going to move some of this stuff in the future, as it doesn't really go with the size of the trader unless I turn the trader 90 degrees and kind of rearrange some things and pull some stuff back up. Now, the next part that we need to do is I've already started transitioning the roads to cobblestone, and it is a little bit easier to eliminate the old roads. Oh, look at that. Like a bunch of houses just upgraded. That's really cool. Good thing that I didn't put all the planks into the trader, otherwise we'd end up with issues. It is easier to get rid of the dirt roads than to upgrade, and I'm not sure why that mechanic exists. We might be doing some upgrades in order to make some of the moving around of our town even easier. And it looks like, other than this shrine up here, it looks like they're pretty well done with the decorations. So let's take a quick look at the decor and see where we're at. And it looks like we have a couple low spots. We just need to get those up over that 30 hump. And the way to do that is, let's go ahead and drop down to the decorations, is we can place small plazas under the ground. And I'd prefer doing this under the gravel. We can start placing them, and this one's a 29. Adding one gets us over that 30 mark. Adding one here should get us over the 30 mark. We're probably going to have to add a couple here. Let's add 3 of them right there, and right in this corner, let's add 3 of them in this corner. I'm just going to go around the entire city and add the amount that are needed in order to kind of get over that 30 hump real quick, and I'll bring you guys right back. All right, now that we've got all the plazas marked up, I'm thinking this area should be pretty good to get expanded up to the level 2 houses. Now, unfortunately, the homesteads don't bring extra people. I think it's the large homes that bring extra people. Upgrading brings additional housing capacity, so that would be the next upgrade. Also gives a larger bonus to happiness from desirability, which is part of why we're pushing desirability so much, and then increased desirability or durability. To upgrade it, it costs more planks and more clay. So we're gonna have to push those, and it requires either candles or pottery. Now, pottery should be getting going soon here. Now, for candles themselves, I'm not ready to produce beer, but what we could do is, instead of producing beer, we could sell the honey. Let's go ahead and grab that out of the resource menu. We'll grab the apiary. Maybe we'll put it right on the corners of the farm here. So we'll throw one there, we'll throw one here, one down on this side over here, and then one over here. And then I could place one kind of right in the center. Doesn't look like it affects it too much. So let's go ahead and grab one there. 75% is good enough for me. That should get us about, I don't know, 35 to 40 honey and wax per year. That's enough for, I think, for 120 candles. I think one wax turns into 4 candles. So we'll get that going. Now, I'm really waiting for the trader because I haven't seen them come yet. Now, I don't know if that's a bug because we passed into year 8 and I didn't see him, unless I wasn't paying attention. But I'm looking for Andre to come now that we have a little bit of money in there in order to get the barn going. And what I'm thinking for the barn, let's go ahead and add a gate right here. That way, once we add in our barn, he'll be able to get up here and get all the grains that he needs for the cattle. And with this, let's do a couple of, I'm thinking these hunters have pretty much hunted out this area. Let's move them to back at the back of the place here. And what we'll do is we'll put a gate back here, put one on each side of where the gate's going to be. And then we'll place some root cellars here for storage. And that will kind of lead off into our city. So we'll put those there. We'll get a gate. Maybe what we'll do is we'll do a gate here and we'll build a wall around it. And then we'll put a double gate where we place a gate there. That way the hunters have a little bit of protection in case there's something like boars or bears. And that will give us a road out, and then we'll place some towers out here in the future. That gives us the opportunity for storage of the root cellars right in this area. I'm going to leave room for a road, and I think we're going to butt both of them up against each other. So we're going to place one there, and we're going to place one there. With this hunter not moved yet, I'll probably do that off camera. But this gate is done, and that means that we could place our barn. in the barn under food production tier 2. Let's go ahead and grab that boy out, and I want to leave a little bit of a gap because I think the area that it services is 8 by 8 or 10 by 10. So we could probably come this way a little bit, but I really want it on this road. We'll go 2 down. I think this is about the right spot. That will give us room for a cellar here and possibly like a meat smoker, and kind of gives us a little bit of room for our village so that we're not smoking the meat right next to the village and we're not having the cattle right next to the village. So I think this is all around a win. We'll plan for a second one. So when we expand out these walls, which we will go ahead and start bringing them down. This is going to be pretty important because pretty sure we only have another 2 years before we get those first raids. Let's bring the wall down to at least here, and then from this side, let's start moving the wall. We'll go this way, and hopefully I was hoping I could bring it up this way, and I can. So we'll bring the wall up that way, and we'll leave a room for a gate on both sides there, and then we'll just go ahead and bring this over. And what I'll do is I'll take it right to this area. Probably should grab a hunter and just scout that area with a hunter. So Mia, I believe this is your time to shine. So let's get you over here. I think there's some deers over here, so this probably works pretty good. And taking a quick look, I think that's a doe walking around. So there is deer in this area that will work really good. And taking a look right here, if I'm seeing things correctly, this is medical herbs and roots. So we're gonna want a gatherer over here. And widgets are supposed to be turned off. So whoever just subscribed, thank you very much. Let's get rid of a spot over here. Maybe what we'll do is we're gonna have to have a road this way. Maybe we'll do 10 down. So this is 6 plus 2. We'll do 2 more, which would bring us to right here, and we'll go this way. And so this right here would be our gap. So let's delete that and place our gate here. This road, I don't want them building that because the snap points for roads are really weird. Let's go ahead and delete that out. And then what I'll do is place in the road the proper way. So we'll place the road here. We'll bend it this way, and we're going to take it right through the gate. And let's scroll in because it is not wanting to let me click. I think I'm going to have to wait till the gate. Oh, it did click. Okay, here we go. So that will work for that. And then we're going to place a barn kind of corresponding down here. I think this is going to take a little bit of time to build, and the blizzard is causing everybody to rush back to their houses. So I'm going to bring you back probably in the spring. All right, so as we're rolling into the spring of year 9, I really wanted to have cattle by now, and we haven't seen the trader, so we might get lucky with getting old boy Andre. But I had a look at the town hall here, and all we're missing is a little bit of clay, and it looks like we're only 7 away, and then we're missing planks, which we're producing. The gold is a matter of time, but we have enough people. We've got the trading post, we've got our school, and we have the homesteads. So we're just waiting on planks, clay, and gold. And gold, as I said, that's around the corner. The clay, we do have 2 people working here, so that should be coming soon. And we have our first trader of the year. Let's see what the peddler has. And taking a look, he is buying planks, and I like it when he sells planks, or when he buys planks. He is only selling at 9. So most of the other traders, when they come and have a neutral price of 10. So I'm going to wait to see who the next person is, because I'd love to pick up some bricks. And if the next person is bringing them at a better price, that is going to be the thing. And taking a look, because it said we don't have any hide coats. We've produced 12 and we don't have any on stock, which means all of them we produce have immediately gone right into supplying our people with coats. And if we take a look at the resources, we have 1 pair of shoes. It looks like 2 now. And if we take a look, they've produced 20. So we're basically trying to play catch up right now. So I'm really hoping that either we get Andre, because Andre will bring cattle, or we get the Iron Clan because they'll bring tools, both of which will be really good. Preferably Andre, but we'll take Atka. So we'll give it a second for them to pull in. It looks like our barn's just about to finish. I'm going to go ahead and remove all of these hayworth over here. What I don't want is, as we are moving further out, I want to be able to see things like medical herbs, and wicker easier. So I'm just going to get rid of them as we kind of push our border out. And part of me has a feeling that some of this is related to some of the performance issues. So again, I'm just going to go ahead and remove those real quick, and then I'll bring you back when the next trader's here. All right, so this is the second year in a row that I didn't get a second trader. So I'm wondering if by moving my trader, if I bugged it out and I'm only getting one trader now. So I might, if we don't see another trader later this year, I might delete this trader out, give it like a season to kind of reset, and then go from there with rebuilding it. So I'm going to preemptively go ahead and transfer everything back to the global stock and go ahead and shut off keeping things in stock. Now, the good thing about this is this will give us what I thought was all the clay. We must have spent clay on something else. This should give us everything we need to upgrade the town hall and kind of get us ready for getting into the theater. That's a little bit discouraging to me that moving the trading post might have caused a bug like that. I do have somebody getting attacked by a predator, and they picked the wrong fight because there's a lot of farmers there. All right, bear's finally on the run, and oh my god, talk about a sliver. Look at that. The bear, it just took an arrow and it's like, no, not today, guys, not today. And let's see if this one takes it down. And oh my gosh, what type of armor does that thing have? That just took a shot of 29 and is like, nope, nope, not happening, not happening. And down it goes. Yes, please. Whoever wants that on their mantle, let me know. I'll send that rug right to you. So with that bear attack, that tells me we need to start looking at some defenses and defending the main town. Now that this market is upgraded and we do have the defenses down below, let's start looking at getting some towers around our main city here. What I was kind of thinking and what I was kind of looking at is let's do a tower on each side of where this road is going to be. And then we're going to do walls on the outside. So it's going to be a total of 8 towers. I just spun that in the wrong direction, but that's okay. We can rotate it once it's built. Let's get this one down, this one right here. And lastly, kind of going into our market trade district, this one right here. And that will be the main guards for our main city. Let's go ahead and speed back up time just a touch. And then I want to start getting the palisade walls down. Now, the nice thing is once we upgrade the town hall, which it's coming, and maybe what I'll do is throw a few more people into that clay yard just to get all the clay that we need. I will fill this right up. Is once we get that, then we can move to the fortified walls if I can find enough stone. Otherwise, we're going to be doing some layered things. So let's grab walls, and I'm just going to go right to this spot right here. Leave a gap for gateway. We'll leave a gap here for gateway, and then we're going to come straight back here. I'm just going to finish this all the way around. All right, with all those plotted out, I'm thinking we might need a couple more builders. Let's go ahead and bump this up to 17. We've got some housing, and I'm really worried that our labor, we're going to hit that mark where we're going to run out of labors for all the things that we're building. Let's get a few more houses in. And if I had to guess, I've got room for, it looks like 8 more. I'm going to go ahead and drop those in. We'll go there. We'll put this one facing in towards that. We'll place this one facing down. This one right here we'll leave facing down as well. Let's have this one facing to the right there. This one, yeah, we'll leave this one facing to the right. And I'm going to have to come through here and remove some of those berries. And yeah, 3 extra villagers. Let's have these ones facing this way. I think that will be good. That will give us an extra room for an extra 32 people. That will push us over 200. That's super solid. But I think as they're building all these walls, they're building all these defenses. I think this is a good spot to go ahead and call this episode. And like that, we get 8 more people. Yes, please. We will accept them in a heartbeat. Thank you guys for joining. Thank you for the love, the subscribe, the likes, and the comments. And we will see you in the next episode.